Just wanted to show you guys my Silky Pocket Boy. A very, very useful little device. Pocket Boy. See that? It's not that long. Yeah, it's a bit shorter than a backhoe Laplander, but it lives in a little capsule that can go on your belt, like so. Okay, very good, very handy wee thing. Rattles about a bit. And it's attached by a clasp. See that? Anyway. And here is, of all things, a jam jar. So if I ever needed to boil water for something, there's a little perfect container just lying in here in the middle of the forest. Quite far from anybody really. And there's the lid actually. So I'll maybe take that with me. Here's actually just what I've got my little side. Here's a little useful tip for you. How to cut short pieces. Okay. So what you do is you put your leg over it like that. Lock it behind your knee. And then sit down. So it's in here. Okay. And that leaves both my hands free to do whatever I want. And it gives a bit of a vice-like grip, as you can see. One hand is using the saw and the other hand is using the camera. Alright, handy enough. Here's a little tip for cutting down a leaning branch, like so. Okay, I'm going to use all the bark off this for cordage, and I'm going to use the wood for carving. Right, so I'm not going to waste this. Anyway, whenever something's leaning like this, the weight is obviously going this way. Alright, so this would be classed, on this side you've got tension wood, which means it's getting squeezed. On this side you've got, this side you've got compression wood, this side you've got tension wood, right, which it's stretched and it's squeezed on that side. So if I cut in here, the weight of that branch will trap my saw. Alright, so what you do is, if you cut in here, what will happen is it'll break off and it'll rip, create a big rip here, okay, which you don't really want if you're being proper. So what we do is we'll take a wee cut in here. Actually, I'll go down a bit lower. Take a wee cut in here. Not to the halfway point, just before, okay? Because if you go past the halfway point, it'll close on your saw. Look, that's easy. I can get that in and out now. We've got a nice little cut, okay? So not to halfway. That would be halfway there. And then what we do is we come in from the other side. And when the two meet, it just snaps clean off like that. Okay. So too many times when I'm out and about, people have collected branches and they've left branch stubs, which really annoys me. Basically there's no excuse for that. All you're doing is leaving a little peg of dead wood, which is food for all sorts of pathogens. You should trim that off, okay? Trees don't heal, they seal. They seal over wounds, alright? So if I was wanting this little branch here, this is called the branch bark ridge, okay? This is where the two join. You don't want to damage that. See this little bit here? This is a good catapult I was thinking here. Anyway, so we want to cut basically across here. A nice clean cut, not into the collar. This is where a lot of the activity is. See this kind of bulging portion? So whenever a branch is cut, this is where it'll seal from, so it'll grow out and over, hopefully, and you'd have a nice round sealed piece of wood here, alright? Ideally that's what you want. So I'll make a little cut here, just to show you exactly how it should look when you're finished, and hopefully that'll give you some help. Okay, so that's realistically about as good as you can do on a small branch like that. Okay, should probably just be another couple of mil down to about there, but I didn't want to damage this. Alright, so anyway, that's a good clean cut. Okay, if it's nice and clean, it makes it all easier for the tree to seal itself. Of course, this is really only possible with a saw, but if you take a bit of time with a knife, you can do it. It's always worth doing. It means the resource will be here the next time.